Traditionally, in Italy, winery owners stuck to their own regions and rarely explored outside of their comfort zone. But not our Wine Star Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Gianni Zonin. Like his countrymen, Christopher Columbus, Gianni looked far beyond the horizon and became an explorer of the world of wine. One of the most influential personalities in the wine world began his wine career by working as a cellar hand at the family's winery after earning his diploma in enology and a law degree. Gianni climbed the company ladder and became the president of his family firm at the tender age of 29. The visionary head of the largest private wine enterprise in Europe was also influential in opening up new markets in Italy and made the crucial decision to acquire property outside of the family's home region of Veneto, purchasing estates in Friuli, Sicily, Piedmonte, Puglia, and Tuscany, including the stunning Castello d'Avola in Chianti Classico. I mean, Gianni Zonin, it's virtually a map of Italy, really. If you want to learn about Italy, Google Zonin. Tonight, the firm produces more than 40 million bottles of wine, and it has two divisions, Zonin the brand, and Gianni Zonin Estates, with 9 estates in 7 regions of Italy for a total of 5,000 acres under vine. Wow. And, you know, as we all know, Americans have a love affair with Italy. But Gianni Zonin reciprocated this love and showed his passion for the U.S. by following Thomas Jefferson's historic legacy and starting the first winery in Virginia in 1976. I mean, really, imagine an Italian pioneering the wine business in Virginia and planting classic Italian varieties such as Nebbiolo and Sangiovese. And today, there are more than 275 wineries in Virginia following the path that Gianni Zonin blazed. It's pretty amazing. It's because of such vision, demonstrated over 5 decades in our business, that Wine Enthusiast names Gianni Zonin as the winner of the Wine Enthusiast Lifetime Achievement Award.
With strong ties to the land for the past 7 generations, the Zonin family heads the largest family-owned grape-growing and wine-making company in Italy and one of the most important wineries in Europe. In the historic headquarters, in 1821, the Zonins, small-scale grape growers in Gambellare near Venice, started to produce wines. Gianni Zonin, thanks to his ability to stay one step ahead of the market and consumer trends, turned the once small provincial business into a company whose wines have attained true worldwide recognition. I was very young when in 1957 my uncle Domenico asked me to come and work with him at Casa Vinicolo Zonin. And after just 10 years, I was 29 at the time, he chose me to be president of the company. 3 years later, I began to expand our family's properties outside Veneto. Friuli was the first region where, at the beginning of the 1970s, Gianni Zonin identified a new terroir of excellence outside the Veneto. There he purchased the Cabulani estate, a magnificent garden of vines in the Aquileia DOC zone, noted for the quality of its wines since Roman times. Cabulani, with its 600 hectares of vines, is today the largest single vineyard in northern Italy. Piedmont is another magical area that's demonstrated how indigenous vines can produce world-class wines. The Castello del Poggio estate is located in the heart of the famous Asti DOCG zone. It's a magnificent natural amphitheatre of 160 hectares of vines, which produces aristocratic, modern and characterful wines with inviting aromas. In nearby Lombardy lies the Il Bosco estate. This is the home of the legendary Pinot Nero grape, where it's often also vinified as a sparkling wine with a second fermentation in bottle, in which this area boasts centuries of experience and tradition. From the north, our trip into the world of Zonin brings us to the Chianti Classico zone in the heart of Tuscany. We're at Castello d'Albola at Rada in Chianti. This Tuscan corner of paradise produces elegant wines of notable finesse. Castello d'Albola once belonged to Tuscany's most noble families. The castle and the land surrounding it were restored to their ancient splendor in 1979 by the Zonin family. In the heart of Tuscany's Maremma district, here is the Rocco di Montemassi estate, an iconic location that was the cradle of Etruscan civilization. The estate lies in the Maremma DOC zone, ensconced between the Tyrrhenian coast, the Mediterranean scrubland and the metal-bearing hills, where the fragrances of the land mingle with the scents of the sea. A little further to the north, in the tower-strewn town of San Gimignano, one finds the Abbazia Monte Oliveto estate, dominated by the 14th century abbey built by Olivetan Benedictine monks. In western Sicily, the Feudo Principi di Butera estate is an outstanding vineyard, bathed in bright sunshine and the perfumed breezes from the nearby sea. The Zonin family immediately put their faith in Nero d'Avola, the major grape variety of Sicily. Now we are in Puglia, in the sun-drenched Salento Peninsula. Masseria Altimura is located in the Manduria DOC zone. Its favorable geographical position between two seas is characterized by delicate breezes and intense sunlight. In the 1970s, another gem was added to this chain of estates, Barbersville Vineyards in the state of Virginia, where Gianni Zonin has, 200 years later, realized the dream of American President Thomas Jefferson to produce high-quality wines on the Atlantic coast of the United States. Today, the Zonin company, with its 2,000 hectares of top-quality vineyards, a turnover of 140 million euros a year, 70% exports, and an international distribution network in over 100 countries, is among the most important privately owned wine companies in Italy. Internationalization, ecological sustainability, and attention to social welfare are the guiding principles of its development, which has been reflected, amongst other things, in the prestigious prizes it's won both in Italy and abroad. But it's much more than that. It's a family. The biggest satisfaction of my life is to have my 3 sons involved in the company. This is not just a security for the continuity of our winery, but we can also think about further development of the company. It has to be and remain familiar because the family is the guarantor and the guarantee for the customer and the consumer. Behind a company, it takes a family, and therefore this is most important. And I believe in this philosophy. We're going to continue on this path.
Please welcome to the podium Gianni Zonin, a Lifetime Achievement Award winner for the Wine Star. Congratulations.
Good evening, and thank you all for being here tonight. It is a pleasure and honor for me to enjoy such a special occasion, enjoy the celebrated names from around the world who have won the Wine Enthusiast Lifetime Achievement Award before me. Thank you so much, dear Adam, Sibyl, Jackie, Erica, and all the Wine Enthusiast team for this great award. And thank you for the fundamental support the wine world. Your competence, expertise, and love for wine help us to promote the wine culture all around the world in the best way. Care for terroir, respect for local tradition and cultures, search for excellence and true passion are the values my uncle Domenico taught me and are now the driving values that run our company. The history of my family has been linked to wine since 1821, and from the heart of the Venetian region, we created the most representative vineyard in Italy. 9 wineries in the 7 most important wine regions: Veneto, Friuli, Piedmont, Lombardy, Tuscany, Sicily, and Apulia. But probably the most incredible adventure of my life is called Barboursville Vineyard, our family estate in Virginia. I love the USA as much as I love Italy, and I've always thought of Barboursville as my home away from home since the first time I saw it in 1976. At that time, it was only a dream that I borrowed from President Thomas Jefferson, but thanks to the hard work of many Americans and Italians, the dream became reality and created in Virginia a new industry with more than 250 wineries. But none of this would have happened if it were not a special person who brought Barboursville Vineyard to a new standard of excellence and prestige. Thank you, Luca, for dedicating your life to what used to be my dream and is now your home. And I know Luca can count on the help of another special person, our agronomist. Thank you, Fernando. But Zonin is much more than this. It's a family business and the business of family. And tonight, we would like to thank all our 32 winemakers and agronomists who run our estate in Italy and the 700 families working every day with my family to make this possible. A special thank to the team of Zonin USA, an incredible group of professionals that was able to astonish me with the incredible results. Thank you, Steve and Pietro, for running a company that exceeded all my expectations. Thank you to all our partners and distributors in the USA, our importance in more than 100 countries, restaurants and wine shoppers from around the world, for their continual support and trust in our quest for excellence. And thank you, Massimo Tuzzi, our international director, for coordinating this incredible team. Since we met one day in Gambellara, you've dedicated 11 years of your life to this great adventure, working hard every single day, faces continuous challenges with great spirits, but most important, embracing our family spirit, culture, and vision. And for that, I will always be grateful. But my biggest thank goes to my wife, Silvana, for giving me a wonderful family for supporting me all these years and for being always on my side in every new adventure. I couldn't do it without you. A very special mention goes to my family, to my three sons, Domenico, Francesco, and Michele, for their amazing engagement in the company. Domenico in charge of production, Francesco sales and marketing, and Michele financial controlling. Please, come here on stage, please. Domenico, Francesco, and Michele. Knowing that the seventh generation will continue on our family tradition and guarantee the future of Casa Vinicola Zonin. It's the biggest satisfaction of my professional and human life. Thank you to everybody.